Hi everybody, I'm Spike Brave, and in this tutorial I'd like to give you an overview of the Faction tab in the UI of MechWarrior Online. In this video I'll just be giving you an overview of all the functions that are available from the Faction tab, and then I will do future tutorials that explain each of those functions in detail. So first of all, let's talk about our navigation bar across the top. That's always there, no matter what tab we're in, and it functions the same as it always has. So we can go to our different tabs, go out to the store, or play in a match in the group or solo queues. So if you click play now from the screen, you're not playing Community Warfare, you are playing in the group or solo queue, depending on how you're set up at the time. So let's talk about our navigation pane on the left-hand side of the page. We can go Inner Sphere Home, which is where we open up to by default, unless we don't have a faction selected. So if you need to select a faction, check out my tutorial about faction selection. That'll tell you how to do that. And get you to this screen, which is kind of the default behavior once you have your faction selected. So on the Inner Sphere Home, if we mouse over that, we can view a map of the Inner Sphere, and this is what lets us interact with the map here in the center of the page, and launch into a match of Community Warfare and do our various functions of actually playing in that game mode. The next thing we have is create a new unit. I will show you how to do that in a future tutorial, but that will allow you to create a unit if you so desire to. Once you create a unit, your navigation pane will change slightly to allow you to access your unit's coffers and membership. So keep that in mind. Once you create a unit, this will change just slightly and give you a couple more options. We have our faction loyalties. So if we click on that, that'll take us out to the faction loyalty section, and that works just like it does on the home tab if you go into achievements and open up faction loyalties. So that's exactly the same. I will provide you a link out to my home tab tutorial so you can take a look at that, see how all that stuff works. But it's the exact same thing. The next thing we have is break contract. If you have not selected a faction, this will say select faction. In this case, I have a faction selected, so I can break my contract with them if I so desired. On the bottom left here, we have these three information boxes that are identical to the ones on the home tab, so I won't bore you with going through that again. And as I said, I will provide a link to that home tab tutorial, so if you want to know more about those, just check out that guy. The next thing we have is some information about the player in Community Warfare. So there's my name. The time left I have on my contract, which is 27 days, 23 hours, and 48 minutes. I have a brand new contract with Smoke Jaguar, so lots of time left on that. And then there's this attack phase. During the attack phase is when you can play Community Warfare. There's a ceasefire phase that would show up here as well and have a timer on it, and that's when they do the calculations to determine if planets were taken over. And we'll talk more about that when we get into actually showing you how to launch a match. And then Beta 2. It's currently in the Beta 2 phase, so they're still testing it out, and they haven't done an official release of the Community Warfare stuff. So this is Beta 2. If not a whole lot changes between now and the time they launch it, it may not say Beta 2 if you're looking at it. I will probably do a new video, but if I don't, just know that this Beta 2 is hanging out because they were still fine-tuning the Community Warfare. We have this emblem here, and that will display your currently selected faction, so that's the Smoke Jaguar emblem, so that's why that's up there. Over here on the right-hand side, we have the Planet Finder. This lets us interact with the different planets by clicking on them to let us know what needs attacking or defending. Attacking is red, defending is blue, and that's how we would use this to go to a planet to prepare to launch a new match of Community Warfare, and I will show you how to do that in a future tutorial. But we could also search by the planet name and reset our view if we got it messed up, so let's use that real quick. And we can pick a planet, and then we can just reset our view and go back to where we were before. So that's all there is to the Planet Finder. The next thing right underneath the Planet Finder are the directions for using the map. So we can move the map by holding our left mouse key and moving side to side. We can zoom by using our scroll wheel. And we can rotate the map by using our right mouse button. So that's how those different functions work on that. And then finally, we have our faction chat. And that is just allows you to talk to other players in your faction. So if there was a lot of stuff going on, I could talk to other Smoke Jaguars, and we could plan an attack a coordinated attack against an enemy or a coordinated defense if that was going on. And then across the bottom, we still have our logout button. We have our hide overlays, so we can get rid of all these windows that we have over the UI. So we'll click that. You see we got rid of our 2 of our windows here. Then we can show our overlays and those come back. Social functions, those work the same. And then, of course, the settings, and those don't change either. So that's been an overview of what's available from the Faction tab. If you need more information about a specific subject, check out the playlist for tutorials I have on my channel and look for the specific thing you're interested in. As always, have great luck on the battlefield and I hope to see you there. Thanks a lot.